How to pry the tourists out of their automobiles, out of their back-breaking, upholstered, mechanized wheelchairs, and onto their feet, onto the strange warmth and solidarity of Mother Earth again. This is the problem which the Park Service should confront directly, not evasively, and which it cannot resolve by simply submitting and conforming to the automobile habit. The automobile, which had began as transportation convenience, has become a bloody tyrant, 50,000 deaths a year. And it is the responsibility of the Park Service, as well as that of everyone else concerned about preserving wilderness and civilization, to begin a campaign of resistance. Having indulged myself in a number of harsh judgments upon the Park Service, the tourist industry, and the motoring public, I now feel entitled to make some constructive, practical, sensible proposals for the salvation of both parks and people. 1. No more cars in the national parks. Let the people walk or ride horses, bicycles, mules, wild pigs, anything. But keep the automobile and the motorcycles and their motorized relatives out. We have agreed to not drive our automobiles into cathedrals, concert halls, art museums, legislative assemblies, private bedrooms, and other sanctums of our culture. We could treat our national parks with the same difference, for they too are holy places. I can foresee complaints. The motorized tourists, reluctant to give up the old ways, will complain that they can't see enough without their automobiles to bear them swiftly, traffic permitting, through the parks. But this is nonsense. A man on foot, on horseback, or on a bicycle will see more, feel more, enjoy more in 1 mile than the motorized tourist can in 100 miles. Better to idle through one park in 2 weeks than try to race through a dozen in the same amount of time. Second, no more new roads in the national parks. After banning private automobiles, the second step should be easy. Where paved roads are already in existence, they will be reserved for the bicycles and essential park services, such as shuttle buses, the trucking of camping gear, and concessionaire supply. Where dirt roads already exist, they too will be reserved for non-motorized traffic. Excluding the automobile from the heart of the great cities has been seriously advocated by thoughtful observers of our urban problems. It seems to me an equally proper solution to the problems besetting our national parks. Of course, it would be a serious blow to industrial tourism and would be bitterly resisted by those who profit from the industry. Exclusion of the automobiles would also require a revolution in thinking of Park Service officialdom and in the assumption of most American tourists. But such a revolution, like it or not, is precisely what is needed. The only foreseeable alternative, given to the trend of things, is the gradual destruction of our national park system. Critics of my program will argue that it's too late for such a radical reformation of people's approach to the out-of-doors, that the pattern is too deeply set, and that the majority of Americans will not be willing to emerge from the familiar luxury of their automobiles, even briefly, to try the little unknown problematic advantages of the bicycle, the saddle horse, and the footpath. This might be so, but how can we be sure unless we dare to experiment? I, for one, suspect that millions of our citizens, especially the young, are yearning for adventure, difficulty, and challenge. They will respond with enthusiasm. What we must do, prodding the Park Service into the forefront of the demonstration, is provide these young people with the opportunity, the assistance, and the necessary encouragement.